Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at question 524, longest word in dictionary through deleting. The way we'll be approaching this problem is by looking at each and every word within the list itself, comparing it to the string that's given to us, and see which one works the best for us. So let's jump right in. So let's initialize a string called res, short for result, that we will be returning. And if you don't really get a result, we would just return an empty string, right? So the next thing you need to do is you need to iterate through all of the words in the list. So you would say string, let's say W in D. Let's create a helper method. We would call it if is as subsequence. Let's just call it helper. If helper, and then you send it both the words W and S. If it is, we'll get to the logic later. So let's just write this. So this helper method, what it's trying to do is you need to just understand if W can be used or can be formed by deleting letters from S. So that's what we'll be doing in the helper method. Helper, you get both the strings, string W and string S. And let's just have this as character array. So let's say WC is equal to W.toChar array, right? And then you would have char SC would be equal to S.toChar array as well. And then let's initialize I and j. I is equal to 0, j is also equal to 0, and these will keep a track of the index that we're looking at in WC and SC. So we'll have a while loop obviously for that. So in while I is less than WC.length, and j is less than sc.length, if the letters are the same. So if WC of I is equal to SC of j, so what do we need to increment? And we increment I, and then regardless we increment j because we don't really get a match, so you want to keep moving forward. Right, and in the end, what you want to return is you want to return if you've actually reached the end of the word WS length. Right, and we get back here and we check, oh hey, this is actually the you can actually form the word by deleting particular characters in that. So what's the next thing that you're doing? You need to check if it's actually worth switching out the current result that we have for the word that we're looking at right now. So the first thing you need to check is obviously if W.length, if it is greater than the result, you just update it. You would just say, hey, just take the new result as W. Else, we also know that if they're of the same length, you need to look at it in a lexicographic order. So length GTH, if it is equal to the result, and you also need to check if W.compare to is when you compare those two, you get less than 0, which in this case would give you -1. If W is actually lexicographically smaller than result, you would just assign the same value. And in the end, you would just return the result. All right, cool. So let's quickly compile this and see if it's okay. WC.length. Oh, right. They're not strings anymore. Oh, right here, of course. Right, so this is okay. So let's compile everything else to see if that's okay as well. Awesome. So let's quickly talk about the space and the time complexity of the solution. The time complexity of this entire solution would be O of n, since you have a for loop that goes through, it would be actually O of n multiplied by x. So n would take care of going through all of the words in the list itself, and x would be the number of characters in the word itself. So that's the reason why it's n multiplied by x. And the space complexity would be O of n, since you're not really using any additional data structures, but you'd be using constant space right here and also for result. So that's the solution for this entire problem. If you have any questions about the solution, please let me know in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. See you all in the next video. Peace.